I'm not a fan, yes I have a podcast. I'm not a fan, yes I have a podcast. I'm gonna talk with Finn. He's gonna talk with Finn about a favorite band.
Hey everyone, welcome to I'm Not a Fan Unless I Have a Podcast. I'm John Hanford, and nothing's really new in anything that's going on with Giz. Obviously, there was supposed to be that. There wasn't supposed to be anything, but it seemed as though there was going to be a virtual show through that Polish festival that was on Facebook. I forget what exactly it was called, but they seemed to allude to the idea, at least, that King Gizzard would be doing something between July 30th and August 1st of this year. I have no idea what that was, but I think I did discuss that briefly in an intro last week. So yeah, just negate all that. Because there's not really any, it's really hard to decipher and translate from the Polish description, because I can't read, and yeah, it was a bummer. I was really excited to see, hey, we might see Giz play from their practice space or something. That would be cool. Just do a quarantine live show. I think that would, I would pay to see that online. I don't care. Just get a camera. It doesn't even have to be multiple cameras. I don't know. It would be cool if they played some kind of, remote online show. It's been done in comedy. And shit, musicians are playing, on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, stuff like that. I don't see why not Giz, not like they'd really do stuff that everybody else does, but at the same time, it would be cool to see them take I don't know, just do something a little experimental. That's not out of the ordinary for them. Basically, I would like to see what their take would be on a virtual show. It would be fascinating. Anyway, that's just, my fantasies. I'm still in Seattle with my at my parents' place, and luckily, since that could be a lot, I'm going to be going on a road trip to Yellowstone and then up the Oregon coast with a couple friends. So that'll be cool. So I've basically got a lot of scheduling to do with the next couple weeks worth of episodes. Yeah, so I'll be on vacation until August 11th, but I think I'll still be able to schedule some episodes to come out, next week, and then also on Tuesday the 11th, or I don't know. I might skip a day. Anyway, let me introduce the guest on today's episode. His name is Matt. He's from England, and it was. This is just a really fun conversation we had all over the place. This dude's got a massive vinyl collection, and it seemingly never ends. Based on what he's posted on Instagram and stuff. This dude's got some great, absolutely fantastic taste in music, a really cool vinyl collection, and I like how this guy consumes music. He gets very involved with it, sneaks backstage at shows, and it works. So we talk all about that, and doesn't really sneak backstage, but it's fun to say it that way. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of fun topics to cover. He's also the first guest to have seen Giz more times than I have, which is refreshing to me. He's seen them 7 times, and to my 5. So anyway, without further ado, here is Matt. All right, we're recording. Cool. So thank you for coming on the podcast. And like we tried this about a month ago. And a host of interruptions, both on my end and you were getting, your phone was
mostly mine though.
Yeah, I'm glad we'll finally be able to, keep our focus now because I'm hooked up to Ethernet. I finally figured that part out.
Cool. Yeah, is the audio all right this end?
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, so how's everything with you?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, not too bad. It's gone back to work now, and the COVID thing's calmed down a bit here now. So not too bad. They've still got pockets of it, but yeah. Yeah,
well, lucky you. I don't know if you've been following the news. As of July 1st, the U.S. is not doing too well.
No, it's a bit mental out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's insane. I'm actually about to drive up to Seattle tomorrow.
Cool.
It's like it'll take me about a day to get there. It's like a 19-hour drive, but I'm just gonna go be with my parents and dog for the summer. So
nice.
Yeah. It seems to be a little calmer up there than it is in Southern California as far as the pandemic's going. But anyway, man, let's talk some Giz.
Let's go.
Yeah. So so you're first of all, you're calling in from England, right? Like northern England?
North Devon, so southwest England.
South. Okay, right. So south. Yeah. I knew it was north of something, or it was.
Yeah.
It's north is in the name of it.
North Devon. So a little place called Ilfracombe.
Cool. Little
seaside town.
I fucking love that aesthetic. The the small seaside towns.
But
really cool. Yeah, man. So just give me a refresher, and I guess for everybody at home, this is the first they're seeing of you. So what's your Giz origin story?
Okay, 2014. It was just, when was it? I think it was it was just before Mind Fuzz came out. So they played I'm in Your Mind on BBC Six Music.
Oh, nice.
On the Mark Radcliffe show. And just completely blown away by it. I had to wait till the end of the song to find out who it was. And then as soon as I got home that evening, I got online and ordered the record. I wish I'd ordered the flightless copy now.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you could do with that. I mean,
yeah, it would have been nice to have got a pink one though.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not much of a vinyl collector. I have a small collection, just of albums I really like. But yeah, I got a budget,
Yeah, I'm a bit of a geek with it. I got a pretty large collection. So I've been collecting since I was about 15. So.
Oh, that's
about
cool.
20 years worth.
Yeah, I'm in like I just turned 30 and I've started collecting vinyl pretty substantially this year. Like if relatively. But yeah, so what was it about I'm in Your Mind that drew you in? Like is there anything you can put your finger on?
Just how sort of raw it sounded, and it just had sort of a really old sound to it. Like, just took me in straight away. Like, took me on a ride. It's like, yeah, I've got to get into this. I've got to see where this goes.
Yeah.
And after buying the album and listening to the rest of it, it's completely mind blown. And I think I ordered Float Along Through Your Lungs and Oddment's The Double album. That was the second one I got.
Oh, nice.
So I managed to bag one of those.
Yeah.
And again, just completely mind blown. And then when Quarters came out, just again, take a completely different tangent. Just, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, something, because I have talked with a few fans who have been into Giz since, 2014 and I think only one was before then, but
Yeah.
but it's always fascinating. Like I always regret a little bit just that I didn't get into them until end of 2017.
Okay.
Just because
That was a good year to get into them, man.
oh, it totally was. I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely worked out grand scheme that I like when I got into them and everything. But I just one of like one of my greatest fantasies is to see Giz in a small venue. Especially back
Yeah.
when they were younger. Not that they're old now, but like when they were, I guess, more full of just like that raw energy and hadn't gotten burnt out on anything yet.
Yeah.
But because Mind Fuzz, it's fascinating to me because that, like you said, that does have a pretty old sound to it. And it doesn't really sound like they're it seems almost like they're reinventing the wheel with Mind Fuzz, but then there just is that element of surprise and just like constant mischief going on in the background that like makes Mind Fuzz the universal album to start with.
Yeah. Anyone that asks like what's the first place to go with Giz, I always say Mind Fuzz.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think that's a good sort of, because it's got different sort of genres thrown in there already. So
yeah,
I mean, a feel for their sounds with that album, I think.
Yeah, and there definitely are those sort of avant-garde sounds that they have on the album, like with Empty and Hot Water. It's just like, oh, this is like pleasant, but where exactly did this come from?
Yeah.
And and they tend to go. I mean, like they go hard on certain songs and then really mellow on others. So it's like, a great starting place. I actually saw on the fan page last week, somebody had thrown up a flow chart of like how to get into Giz. So obviously you start at Mind Fuzz and then it branches off into all the different albums. Just like, if you like this part of Mind Fuzz, here, go with this. And it was just, I don't know if you saw it, but that was just hilarious to me. Just how, I mean, it was just so accurate.
So what album did you come in on then?
So my first album was Polygon Dwanaland.
Okay.
Because I had first heard of Giz about a week or two after Poly came out. So I just figured, all right, I'll throw on their latest release on Spotify. And so then Crumbling Castle was the first song I heard, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of funky. Wait, now this sounds like Tool. And I was like, shit, if I'm getting like a nice mix of like Lenny Kravitz, Tool, and Jethro Tull, I'm in. Like that. That's sort of that was sort of the vibe that I got from Poly the first few times I listened to it. And even just like I could tell that Stu had some as far as I was concerned at the time, whoever the lead singer was, I could tell that he had some antics that like I had to see, to believe, like to actually watch a video and stuff. And then I realized like, oh, I like these guys for the same reason I like System of a Down. Like they're just some like really hard hitting sounds, but also some real quirky ones that I'm all about. So that was my first album. Just kind of like, thank God I'm open-minded to music, because I know Poly is not for everybody, especially not for a first album.
That's the thing. If I'd have gone in on Poly, I don't think I'm not sure if I'd have got quite the same into them.
Yeah.
Not sure. Like it was something about Mind Fuzz that just drew me in.
I mean, Mind Fuzz has kind of a collaborative feel to it. It's like, because I guess it is so classic that you're just like, oh yeah, this is something I can easily get behind. Yeah. But what'd you drink it there?
Bit of Heineken.
Heineken. Okay, yeah, you guys have different packaging than we do.
All right.
Yeah, Heineken does not put in the effort in the U.S. They're very much riding the minimalist bandwagon.
Cardboard cans.
Yeah. But yeah, like with I mean, because like even Poly, like I knew I liked Crumbling Castle, but the rest
Yeah.
of the album was it took a little while for it to grow on me.
To be
And
honest,
I just
it's one of the only albums I haven't listened through that many times. I've probably listened through probably 3 times. No
shit.
reason for it. It's only because I dip in and out of Giz. See, I'll usually I've got most of their records, but I'll usually just put it on Spotify on like a just a mix. So I'll just get random tracks coming in. And I'll be like, oh shit, what album's that on? And oh yeah, that one's on Polly. Oh yeah, I need to listen to that again.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, wait. So
that.
you listen to Giz like song by song?
Sometimes I'll just put on a Spotify mix of every album, and just a random mix, and just see what happens.
Oh man,
that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's quite daring.
Yeah, but sometimes it works. You'll get a couple of tracks that will mix in. And you'll be like, I don't think that would work, but yeah, it's.
Yeah. Come to think of it, you go from Planet, like I was listening to Planet B once, and Spotify was on shuffle, and then the following song was Sense, and I got to say, Planet B right into Sense fucking works.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it's because like the final chord on I guess the final chord on Planet B is something that transitions nicely to that diminished C chord that that Sense begins on. Yeah, it's really pleasant.
Yeah.
But I mean, like there are other tracks like that. Like I don't know if you've seen on Spotify, there's the Essential King Gizzard that Eric put together.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a good playlist. It's 3 hours. Some people were speculating like, hey, maybe that was going to be their set list at one of the marathon shows. And, but yeah, it's just a lot of songs that are very much, alternating between going hard and pretty mellow. And there are just so many songs that are, that work going back to back, even though they're from different albums. It's just sometimes, you wouldn't want to be listening to Evil Death Roll and then going into like, I don't know, something that's just like going into something from Sketches, I don't think that would work.
Yeah. No, I definitely need to keep sort of jazzier stuff together.
Yeah. But, but at the same time, like, I forget, did you watch Chunky Shrapnel?
Yeah. And I watched the other thing they did with the
Ratty.
Yeah, Ratty. Yeah, I watched that as well. Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, those were cool. Because like in Chunky,
sorry, Karen.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say with Chunky, what was interesting is that like they went from the river into Wawa and then back into the river, and then back into Wawa.
Yeah. And so, that worked really well.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess in theory you could link all their songs, but the way they're recorded, like, it'd be disruptive, I think.
So have you seen Giz then?
Yeah, I've seen them live 5 times. Saw them twice in 2018 and then 3 times last year.
Okay. So I think I'm up to 7 now. I think.
Nice.
7. Yeah.
So did you see them at a few different shows in the UK?
Yeah, so I saw them Glastonbury 2015. That was the first time I saw them on the Park stage, and then Williams Green. And then I saw them again in 2016 at the Fleece in Bristol, which is a tiny little 300 capacity venue, which is awesome.
Shit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was probably my favorite. Yeah, that's probably my favorite of theirs, just because of the intimacy and just such a small venue.
So
they played a lot of tracks that a lot of tracks that you wouldn't normally hear, like Hot Wax and things like that. So it was pretty cool. And
and
that was just before they released. That was just before they released Nonagon.
Mm-hmm.
So they played Evil Death Roll, and I can't remember what they played one more off the album as well. Can't can't remember what it was now.
Maybe like Gamma Knife, Robot Stop, or
Possibly, Robot Stop. Yeah.
I figured
but
they'd probably
that
want to, say Nonagon Infinity a few times just to
was-
make people aware of the album's coming out.
Yeah. No, it was a great gig. And then 2017, I saw them 3 times at Glastonbury. They did 3 gigs over the weekend. That was probably my highlight because I got to see him play the Crow's Nest, it was a tiny little tent. Again, probably held about 200 people, but there were probably about 1,000, maybe 2,000 people trying to get in. And I was literally right on the stage, stood, I had Stu to the left and Cookie to my right.
Oh, that's cool.
Right in front of me the whole gig, so that was really cool.
God, yeah. I mean, there really is no better way to see Giz than right up front. So long as you don't have people tearing at you from the back to try and get you into the pit. I mean, you probably hold up a little better than I do in a mosh pit, but I mean, I'll just get fucking tossed around like a rag doll. I mean, it's if I'm lucky, lucky enough not to get trampled. But because I was going to ask, with that 300 person venue, I mean, it's so cool that they're playing, like Hot Wax and like some of the older stuff. Because I was gonna ask, like, do you think that they were at all trying to hold back a little bit and keep it sort of chill, or were they interjecting some pretty heavy tracks in there?
Oh, they're putting some heavy stuff in there, but I think they played The River and a couple of mellower tracks too.
Oh,
so.
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got the sound. I took a sound recording. I put my phone in my pocket and just took the sound recording of the whole gig. So I'll have to dig that out on one of my old phones.
yeah, definitely. That's sick. I mean, upload it to a YouTube channel, and you'll be surprised how many hits that gets.
Yeah.
We're all jonesing for something new from Giz, and who knows? Maybe by the time that this episode comes out, they'll have released a new album. But like right now
it's recorded, isn't it? They Flightless put that little teaser on the other day, didn't they?
Yeah, so. they I mean, they've been teasing it very subtly, on social, but it seems like Flightless has been more focused on promoting the other new albums that have come out, like
Beans and Leah Senior.
Yeah, I ordered the Leah Senior album on vinyl just because I don't know if you saw it, but it's got a really cool album art where they're doing
it's got the little flip thing on the front, isn't it?
Yeah. I forget what that's called, but it's got that like three photo flip thing. So
that's right. Yeah. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I ordered Beans, but I haven't got Leah Senior. I like her. I like her music, but I've not really ever got into her. So again, I got Grace Cummings' album.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a great album.
I liked it.
No offense to Leah, I do like her music, but Grace's voice was insane. That dark, real sort of old school voice that she's got.
Yeah, I think Leah Senior also has sort of an old school voice as well, but it is lighter. I listened to the new album on Spotify and I was blown away. I thought it was fantastic.
I'll have to give it a look. So I've got my dog is
what's her name?
His name is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Oh, what a sweetie. Australian Shepherd?
He's a Border Collie.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh,
what a sweetie.
He's a good boy. It's funny. You see all the boys tend to they like their animals, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like Cookie has his he writes songs about his dog. Like on the last couple of Pipe Eye albums. On the last one there was Best Friend, and the one before was Let's Walk the Dog. It was just yeah. Do you listen to much Pipe Eye?
Yeah, I've got Cosmic Blip. I've got the new one.
That's cool.
Inside Outside.
Yeah.
I missed Laugh About Life. I'm gutted because I really want a copy of it.
Yeah, I missed out on Cosmic. I missed out on all of them. I don't own any. But yeah, Cosmic Blip is something I've just been getting into the last few weeks. I mean, it's such an insane EP. It's only 14 minutes, but it's got some really good songs on there.
Yeah. No, it's got a great sound. And just,
Yeah.
I could listen to that on loop.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
for a couple of
you know,
hours.
like when I listen to Cosmic Blip, I hear a lot of I feel like Cookie was a little more influential in Giz, like back in, you know, like the early days.
Earlier on, yeah, definitely.
Because like he sort of provides Giz with that whimsical sound, I think.
Yeah.
Just because he's such an oddball himself, but but it's that sound is just so perfectly encapsulated in Cosmic Blip, and
he's a great guy as well. I met him at Murloc's gig in Brighton last couple of years ago.
Yeah,
just a really, really cool guy.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I met him. I met him once. He was having dinner with Lucas, and then a couple guys from Amyl and the Sniffers when they were opening for him. I just happened to be getting dinner at the same time at the same place, and
Nice.
and like my mushrooms hadn't kicked in yet, but the girl I was dating at the time, hers had, and I was just like, all right, so do you think you can handle taking a picture of me and the guys here? And she was like, I think I got this, but you know, you're gonna have to be patient with me. And so finally I pulled up I pulled it next to the guys. I was like, hey, sorry to bother you, but I'm going to the show. Would you mind if I pull up a chair here and we get a quick picture? And there's like, oh yeah, that's cool. So I was like, yeah, you know, we can make it look like the Last Supper and I'm Jesus. And they're just like, oh, that's funny. And
that's on my t-shirt. Look.
Oh shit, yeah. How coincidental.
It's the Last Cuppa. It's Alice in Wonderland.
No, wow, the synchronicity, man. And I'm on mushrooms, crazy. And so like they post for the picture, and then I'm just like, hey, all right, we're ready to take the picture. And then my friend comes over, stands behind us, and smiles. I'm just like, what are you doing right now? And she was like, I have no idea. And I was like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to stand over there with your phone, and you're going to take a picture of all of us. Understood? Yeah. And the guys are just like, wait, what did we just agree to? Like, what's going on? They think it's a domestic dispute, possibly. Yeah. And I'm just like,
they didn't realize you're just starting to come up.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, guys, please bear with us. Her mushrooms just kicked in. And then Cookie goes, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, when I met him at the gig in Brighton, I handed him a little Kinder Surprise egg full of weed, and he was very happy.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
I think they just got to England, so I think they were going off to Belgium the next day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's probably plenty to get them through the night and ditch.
No, Birmingham. There was a photo of them in Birmingham down by one of the canals, and they all look pretty baked.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I did that. That's cool.
Yeah, you know what's crazy to me is how people have started threads on. I'm sure they've started threads on Reddit, but on the Facebook page, on the fan page, like people speculated, like, do the guys perform while they're stoned or tripping or rolling? And I'm just like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just had if they did take Molly or if they microdosed LSD or something, but
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, when I met them just before their last gig at Glastonbury 2017, just before they went on John Peel stage. I actually interrupted their lunch. I went backstage and they just saw them all sat around the table and wandered over. I was like, oh, sorry to interrupt you guys. Just want to thank you for last night, the Crow's Nest gig. And they're like, oh, no, thanks, man. That's cool. Come sit with us. And I just sat with them for about an hour just chatting.
Oh, shit. And, wait, hold on a second. How did you get backstage?
I just wandered through.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
Because I've worked at Glastonbury the last couple of years, so I've you get sort of a site-wide band. You can just go anywhere. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
so yeah, I just sat with them and talked to most of them. I didn't talk to Eric or Lucas, but yeah, I talked to Joey, Cookie. No, not Cookie so much. I saw him actually behind the stage. So I went and stood side of stage for the last gig, which was pretty cool.
Oh fuck, yeah, that's insane. That's like some of the perks about working those kinds of venues. Like, your ins and outs. Also, you have the look like you belong backstage. So
well,
it should be like, the fuck you're talking about, VIP pass? Look at me.
I can blag my way around the festival pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like that's one thing that's really underrated. A really underrated skill to have is like knowing how to sneak around in places that you shouldn't be, but do it in a way that's cool.
You just need to look like you belong there, basically.
Yeah,
and just walk through. Don't even show them your pass. Just walk straight through. Don't even make eye contact. Exactly.
I mean, like cool. I used to live in New York City, and like right after high school, before I started college, I was living in these dormitories that were like right in the middle of Manhattan, and it's like a really busy area. And that building was the coolest fucking thing because there was a rooftop that it was like 30 stories tall, and there was a rooftop where you could go just hang out, and like the Empire State Building's like right there in your face. It's insane. And so like when I used to date unsuccessfully, my move would be to, like I really wanted to impress the girls. Like I would just take them up to the rooftop, even though I hadn't lived in the building for like 5 years. And just cause like I knew how to do it. And then finally one day the guy stopped me. There's like, hey, excuse me, do you live here? I was like, no, my friends do. I'm just meeting them up on the roof. And they said, what's the apartment number? I was like, it's 22B. And it was like, oh yeah, that checks out.
Nice.
It was the coolest thing. And the girl I was with that day was like super hot. And then, like we had a great afternoon, and then I never saw her again. But it was, but it was like such a fun thing just because. Yeah, I mean, oh fuck! I mean, Sinatra wishes he had that move like back before he got big. Like it was just a great example of like it's good to know your way around places.
Oh yes, definitely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, but what were you gonna say?
Yeah. Anyway, back to that day. So I asked Stu what I said. What's on the set list today then? He said, what do you want to hear then? I said, kind of want to hear Her and I. And he just turned to Ambrose. He's like, hey, Ambrose, this dude wants to hear Her and I. And they started laughing, like really laughing. I was like, we kind of missed, it must have been like a private joke, but he never said why he was laughing. But I haven't heard, they only just started playing it again recently, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they did crank it out like toward the end of last year's tour.
Yeah, but I don't know why they didn't play it. Maybe it was written for one of their ex-girlfriends or something. I don't know. But yeah, I completely missed the joke there and just looked kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine it's just one of those like inside jokes that all bands have that are just not even objectively funny to anybody on the outside. Like,
to be fair though, he was interested though as to like, he said, well, so you kind of like the slower stuff that we play? I said, no, I like a lot of the, I told him I sort of got in when first listened to Mindfuzz, so it was I'm in Your Mind that I got into, and he was like, oh, cool. And then he asked if I liked Nonagon and whatnot, and I said I just got Flying Microtonal Banana. I said I really like that. I said really love Sleep Drifter, and he said, oh yeah. So they actually played that. So and then I did say I'd like to hear The River because they hadn't played it the weekend. So they did play that. They played that at the end of the set. So I don't know if that was my doing or not, but.
I mean, it could have been because they seem to like every tour. They seem to have like a rotation of closing songs. And I mean, like now it's cool that they just throw The River in the middle of their sets. But yeah, like I think they were closing with that for a little while. So it could have been that they played it for you, or they were just like, hey, let's have this guy decide what our closing song is going to be. Is it going to be this or Am I in Heaven? You know?
Yeah. They that was quite a heavily microtonal set they played for the John Peel set.
That's cool.
That was good.
I just love that Stu asked you, so what do you think of Nonagon? It's like Billy Joel asking you, like, what do you think of Piano Man?
Yeah.
Would you agree that, like, do you think that's worthy of being critically acclaimed, or do you think it's shit? Because we're, jury's out for us.
Yeah. No, so he's got a very mysterious aura about him, Stu. He's got some, I don't know. He's a very intelligent man.
Yeah, I mean, I think in order to come up with all the stuff that he does, like, you have to be so in your own head.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just able to be so in his head that's done in a way that it's not like toxic for the rest of his life. Yeah, he doesn't really seem to have like a ton of, or he seems to have his anxiety under control, at least.
Yeah, I think because he's got that puzzle piece tattoo, hasn't he? So I take it he's partly autistic, I suppose.
Yeah, could be.
Is that what it represents?
I mean, that's what
obviously a lot of artists, a lot of people that obviously with high IQs are autistic.
Yeah,
and he does tend to seem to be very, very intelligent. So
I mean, there's just so there. Yeah, and like there just is a vibe with a lot of musicians where they do sort of have that, where it's like they're not, they're definitely not your everyday person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like sometimes Stu will just get lost in thought, like in the middle of sentences, and I relate to that so well. Anybody who listens religiously to this podcast can attest to that. So like, Stu enables me basically.
Yeah. It's funny when he's doing an interview and it's all
Yeah, it makes me feel. Yeah, I mean, because he's so obviously highly intelligent, and I think I am as well, but like I also know that I say a lot of dumb shit because I don't have much of a filter. I figure it's best to say it and then look back and figure out, okay, was that actually the right thing to say? Yeah. And if not, was it funny? And if neither is true, then well, I'm just a fucking idiot from time to time, and that's okay.
Yeah, just try not to think about it too much.
Exactly, I used to, and that like just
overanalyzing
ate me up.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those people too. So
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty common, but yeah. So you mentioned you like some of your the slower stuff, but also it fascinated me that you had only listened to Polly like all the way through, like only 3 times or so.
Yeah.
What was your take on Rat's Nest?
Initially, I just thought, wow, this is incredible that they've decided to just chuck out a thrash metal album. It wasn't expected, but it kind of was at the same time. I think it's definitely, Cabs and Stu, and Joey is obviously, he's very much into his sort of heavier stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was kind of, I think it was Superbug. Hearing that, I was like, fuck, man, this is amazing. And ever since, I've listened to that album probably half a dozen times.
Again. Yeah, I think that was the most listened to album in my Spotify last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, it blew me away. I'm not even a metal guy, but it was just, it just hit so hard. And it was, it's relevant to everything that's going on in the world. And
and that's the thing, having the underlying messages in a lot of their music is a really great thing. I think they're doing a real solid with that.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, because some people might think political songs are just pandering or something, and some are, but the vast majority, and especially the ones from Giz, are like, no, they're just really beautiful songs that like make you maybe wake up to like some real issues that are going on.
Yeah, and I think they can definitely tell the future some way or another.
Yeah.
The superbug was yeah, kind of a wake up call when the old COVID hit. I was like, oh, hello.
Oh,
Who's a time traveler?
yeah. I mean, it definitely seems that way, and like I've heard reports from other people that have taken psychedelics that are
Mm,
more or less convinced that they have traveled into the future, and
yeah,
I mean, who knows? It's
yeah. DMT's a strange one. Like quite a intense psychological, but really in depth shit
yeah,
goes on. Mm.
yeah. I've yet to try DMT, but
It's
I
it's quite a scary one, but it's yeah, if you just got to get your mind ready for it.
yeah. I mean, like I know I'm ready for it. It's just a matter of access. I don't
Oh,
I don't have a
okay.
connect. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I
yeah. I
think
think mushrooms are definitely my go-to when it comes to psychedelics. So I like that again the microdosing. Just get it right, and it's really nice.
yeah. I do like microdosing. I mean, honestly, I like mushrooms and acid in any quantity that's given to me. It's
Yeah.
um, yeah. I've had just enough challenging mushroom trips that I think I have a handle on how to avoid a bad trip.
Yeah,
On how to change the direction once I see it's getting challenging.
yeah. I
Um,
had a few when I was younger, and it was quite scary.
yeah.
I decided to take a shower, which was the worst thing I could have done. I thought that was going to help me out, and then it felt like my skin was melting.
Oh man.
And I tried to turn the shower nozzle off, and it was changing shape in my hands. It was mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, I do like acid showers. Those are fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like I listened to because it's great. Like last year, you're familiar with Khruangbin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just came out with a new album last week.
I just got it through the other day.
Nice. Oh yeah, I saw you posted on Instagram, Mordecai.
Yeah.
I fucking love that album art.
Came through a day early. I was like, yes, bargain.
Yeah, I saw you got it, and I'm just like, fuck, I still have to wait 12 hours for Spotify to update.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah, but I brought them up for a reason.
Acid.
Acid, yeah. So right, so last year they came out with thank you. So last year they came out with a dub version of Con Todo El Mundo, their previous album.
Oh, no, I haven't heard it, but
yeah,
got the
it's
album.
let me see if it's what it's called. I because I forget. It's okay, there it is. It's what? Did they take it off? Or did I son of a bitch, did I not I guess they took it off of Spotify. That's a bummer.
Oh.
But yeah, it was called Hasta El Cielo. And it was just like they dubbed their previous album, Con Todo El Mundo. So if you're into dub tracks and stuff, which I had no exposure to at all before, it's interesting. I liked it, especially while I was tripping on acid in the shower. It was perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a fun aside.
Meeting Giz after I've been at Glastonbury for like a week previously that year, so I was absolutely fucked when I met him all that last day on the Sunday. I probably didn't come across quite as I wanted to, but I was still off my tits on Molly and but yeah, they were really accommodating, and that's the thing I really love about them is they're just like normal guys. When you meet them, they're just like really, really welcoming, and they're not arseholes. The only person that seemed a little bit standoffish was Eric, but I think that was because he's like, who's this weirdo coming in trying to offer my boys drugs?
Yeah, I mean he's got to do his job as manager, you know.
Yeah, I kind of see that now, but yeah, he was the only person kind of eyeing me up, like, who's this fucker?
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of them were great. no offense to Eric. I do respect him. I think he's a great guy, and a lot of love for him. But
Yeah, I think he's exercising caution. You know,
of course,
um,
yeah.
I can't slide him for that.
No.
I mean, you know, shit. Like, one of my best friends. He's objectively a fucking asshole. He but I love him because like we used to work together and we've been through a bunch of shit. And so like his favorite comedian used to be Bill Burr. I don't know if you know him that well, but he's very reactionary, kind of known as being sort of like an angry comic.
Okay.
He is in all actuality a great guy, but
Yeah.
my friend liked him because he saw like, hey, here's how this guy is an asshole effectively. Let me take a page out of his book. And so he snuck backstage after a show once, and unlike you, he wasn't chill about it. Like he got backstage and then just like busted right into Bill Burr's green room. And the guy was just like, "What the fuck are you?" Like he's from Boston, so he's just like, "What the fuck are you? I don't know you. Just coming backstage. Like, who do you think you are?" And just hold my friend off. And
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and he is not forgiven Bill Burr. Like he is no longer even in his top 10 favorite comedians anymore, just because he felt so slighted. Like, and I was like, dude, you kind of had that coming. Like, but yeah, I think we'll wrap up pretty quick. But before I let you go, is there anything that you've had in your mind, Giz related, that we haven't talked about yet?
Ooh, that's a tough one. No, I'm really interested to see where they go next. That's my thing. I don't know where they're going to go, but what's your say? What do you reckon they're going to do?
Well, based on the first
feel,
yeah, I mean, so
everyone's saying Microtonal Banana 2 and stuff like that.
I have a feeling it's going to be Microtones. There might be, cool. I think there's going to be some Microtonal stuff, possibly mixed with some Polymetric, and then there's going to be something else that's just totally surprising. Like maybe they'll do a little more work with the synths. And I mean, as far as a concept of like a storyline for the album, I have no earthly idea.
No.
You know,
it's going to be interesting to see where they go.
I think it's best to look forward to Giz albums the same way that people look forward to what's COVID-19 going to be doing later this year. Just like trust that something is gonna happen and that it won't affect you negatively. I try to keep everything at a baseline so that way I can be justifiably wowed by Giz rather than like expecting something or getting too in my head about it.
Just a quick one though, back to Rat's Nest. You said earlier, seeing them play some of the tracks live. Well, I saw Ali Pali last year. Yeah, fucking unbelievable. That was just incredible. Hearing it all, live, that was just something else. Yeah, and the way that he mixed all their Rat's Nest tunes in with the rest of the stuff as well. Like we said, they can make it work, and it just seems to flow really well. Yeah, I mean the way that they arrange their set list too is just by like they seem to arrange them just in these suites of songs. So they'll do like the Mind Fuzz suite or the Horology suite from Poly or a few off of Nonagon, like and Rat's Nest. What's interesting to me though about them playing Rat's Nest live is when they play Venusian 2 followed by Venusian 1, I'm just like, can we get a chronological story here? Like, yeah. Like no one wants prequels. It's not gonna happen, is it? Yeah. But anyway, Matt, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and I'm glad we had no interruptions this time. It's been awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, really, definitely. Really cool. But take it easy. I'm glad you guys are doing better health-wise, and I hope we have a good rest of the year. Yeah, enjoy yourself up at your parents' house.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Take
Take
care,
it
all
easy.
right?
Cheers.
See you later. Bye.